Hi, this is Christopher Kent, and we are here on day 7 of Vegan Week. If you haven't joined our closed Facebook group, go over to Our Vegan Experience, and you're going to see a lot of great content. You're going to get recipes. You're going to see my experience being vegan for 1 week, and a lot more than that. So I'm very excited today. I've got one of my close friends here with me. His name is Fred Tristan. And say hello, Fred.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm doing great. Now, Fred, you're coming to us from Canada. Is that right?
Absolutely. Montreal, Canada.
Yeah, Saint-Jérôme, yeah?
French Canadian, yeah.
French Canadian. So that beautiful accent you hear Fred speaking with is French Canadian. Ooh la la. So I brought Fred on today, number one, because he is an outstanding person. He and I have been traveling the country, doing different events with New Peaks. Fred, he works with New Peaks, so I'm going to let him talk about that in just a second. But really, full disclosure here, one of my inspirations to do Vegan Week was a couple of weeks ago. We were in LA, and we were sitting at a restaurant, and there was all this great food coming out. There was chicken, there was beef, there was fish, all kinds of stuff. And I knew that Fred was vegan, and we were sitting there and he was sticking to his plan. And I thought, this man has a lot of integrity. He must really think that there's a lot of value in this. So I thought, I've never done this. I want to know what the experience of being vegan is. And if it's good enough for Fred, I want to try it too. So Fred, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Chris, my name is Frederick Tristan. I am a marketing consultant and a lover of my life. I love enjoying life, create amazing experiences. And yes, I help New Peaks with their ambassador program. So if you want to know more, just contact me. I will tell you more about New Peaks' event. And yes, I decided to go vegan 7 months ago. And from the moment I decided to go, it's been an amazing journey.
So you went vegan 7 months ago, and I think that was right around the time you and I were in Fort Lauderdale. Was that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're together in a health and wealth conference in Florida. And I met this amazing man, Thomas Tadlock. If you want to know more about vegan, I highly suggest talking and following Thomas on social media too. And after a few conversations, I just decided to go vegan.
Okay. Now, what was it for you? I mean, were you just drawn to it because of some health benefits? Was there something you were looking to improve in your own health? Like, what was the thing that really made you say, vegan is for me?
Thank you so much. This is a great question. So 6 months before going vegan, I started my own company and I decided to go 100%. I was pushing so much and my energy levels started to go really, really, really down. And I was looking to have more energy, but it was not a question for me to lower my work ethic and do less hours because I wanted to push and make a lot of money and impact a lot of lives. So what I decided to do is to consult a nutritionist, and she suggested me to go only vegetables in the morning, only fruits for dinner, for lunch, and then whatever I want for my dinner. And I was eating a lot of meat. I'm talking about like at least a steak a day or some fish, or I was a big meat eater. But just by doing 2 meals a day with fruit and veggies, my energy level went so high and I lost weight. I lost 20 pounds in 6 months, which was very fantastic for me. I've never lost that many, this big amount of weight in this period. And I was having so much energy. So I was way more open to learn from what health benefit I could have by eating more veggies and more fruits when Thomas talked to me about it, because I already had this experience about feeling so good having 2 meals a day that were only vegan.
And I remember this too, because there was a time we were checking in every week, you and me and a couple of other people, and we were just celebrating our success and giving gratitude for all the things we were doing. And you were talking about your busy schedule. And I remember you talking about how your energy level was going down. And then all of a sudden, like magic.
Explosion again.
Yes. Yeah. So I work a lot with entrepreneurs and people who need to have a ton of energy all day, every day. So would you say that this is something that would be beneficial for them to at least explore?
Absolutely. So, and we're going to talk about how I went vegan and how to go vegan, how I will suggest for an entrepreneur in a moment. But
Okay.
starting by 1 meal, 2 meals, to have more vegetables and more fruits in your diets, absolutely, it's a good beginning. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, so what have been some of the challenges that came up with being vegan? Because I know for me this week, there were a lot of things that came at me that were unexpected and some pretty big roadblocks that I had to be a warrior and I had to stay committed and stay in integrity to get past those just to remain vegan. But tell me about your experience. Have there been any roadblocks for you in this process?
Oh my goodness. Yes. So when I decided to go vegan, it was not an option for me to not go or to go back. Or when I took my decision, it was done. But before taking my decisions, I had a little hesitation. So I was telling myself, okay, I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna go vegan for sure because I'm new, but not now. I'm just gonna take some time to do some research, and I highly suggest you do the same. If you're looking to go vegan, do some research. Know what to replace your meals with. Know what kind of supplements can be good for you if you want to use supplements, or what kind of food you have to eat every week, every day. Or it is really important that you know what you're doing, because if you don't know what you're doing, you will have it's going to do the opposite. Instead of raising your energy, it's going to go down and you're going to feel dizzy sometimes. And this is not what we're looking for. So I decided I had a lot of block in my head, just stress, maybe fears, I would say. And since I did my research, after, I will say, a week that I was very comfortable and I knew what to do, and I asked a lot of questions to many of my vegan friends, then I felt comfortable and I decided to go. Other blogs that I had were other people, not
Right.
So people that are surrounding myself, because before going vegan, no one ever asked me, oh, do you have enough proteins? Do you have enough vitamins? Do you have enough that? Do you have enough that? Do you have enough that? Like, who's asking those kinds of questions in a meal? But since you're vegan or vegetarian, like, everyone is like, oh my goodness, now they're all specialists and they all know what's the right thing for you.
They're so worried, right?
Absolutely.
Like, where are you going to get your protein? Where are you going to get it?
And I appreciate everyone that is worrying about me and that is asking me those questions, because it's come out of love. At least I hope so. It's come out of a good place from their heart, and they just want to make sure that I'm going to be okay and this is all right. But everyone out there, don't worry, vegans are okay. There's tons and tons and tons of food that we have that can make us healthy. So no problem with that.
And I would even say this week, my food has been even more enjoyable than before. I've been able to taste my food in a there's just been more flavors to food. I'll say that. But at the same time, I've still had some cravings. Like, there's still been an adjustment. The other night, I was really wanting red meat.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, I've just got to manage my mind until I can move past it. And in the meantime, I had to supplement with some plant protein. So are there any plant proteins that you particularly like?
Absolutely. I'm taking supplements every day. So I'm a big fan of protein supplements. And before going vegan, I was taking supplements too. So it's not a big change for me.
Yeah.
I take vegan protein every day. I prefer peas proteins than soy or other kind of protein, but it's a personal preference. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. It's just a personal preference. And there's tons and tons of great vegan proteins on internet. I highly suggest you buy them online. It's going to be way cheaper than in store, because they can be pricey if you buy them in store. But if you buy them online, I have a few good brands that I can suggest you. I'll post them in the post of your video.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for that. And if you're looking for some other protein sources, when you go to our vegan experience, I actually have a video on there about what I was doing for protein this week. I'm talking about chia seeds. I'm talking about spinach. I'm talking about spirulina, things like that. I even do a plant protein. And Fred, it sounds like we're pretty similar when it comes to that. I don't like soy. And that has presented a challenge for me this week, because there was one time I wanted to have imitation meat, and everything out there was soy or soy and gluten. And I don't do either one of those. So
I love that you're mentioning that, because when I started to go vegan, what I was looking for, and this is I'm so happy you mentioned that. When I started to go vegan, I was looking for eggs replacement, for meat replacement, for this replacement, for everything to looks like or to taste like chicken replacement, veggie replacement, or burgers replacement, just to have the same kind of meals, but in a vegan way, which was wrong. So my first month was painful because I was not necessarily having good tasting meals, and because I was only looking for replacement. What I decided to do is to change how I was eating and what I was eating, and from this moment, everything changed. So I was enjoying my meals, having new flavors, learning how to cook again, and I was enjoying cooking because it was always a new experience, a new journey. That being said, I'm not against soy, or I'm not against gluten. So it's really, I think, a personal preferences. I do eat soy a lot, and depending on if it's fermented or not, but this is another discussion.
That's another video.
I just want to mention that it's always based on your needs and how you feel when you're eating something. And if it's good for you, do it. If it's not good for you, don't do it. There's no right or wrong. It's just personal preferences and how you feel when you're consuming something.
Being in tune with your internal GPS system, because your body is always going to tell you what's working for you and what isn't. If you're in alignment with that, you're going to know right away. Yeah. Well, so one of the things I've been really interested in is the idea of being healthy while you travel. And I know you're traveling a lot. I travel a lot. And I've always found that it's been more difficult, but not impossible, to maintain your diet when you're on the road. So I've not had the experience of being vegan on the road. What is that like for you?
Thank you so much for the question again. This is an excellent question. I found out lately, so when I started, it was harder to travel and be vegan because everything was new for me. But now, 7 months after, even 2 or 3 months after going vegan, I found out that it was easier for me to stay healthy by being vegan while I was traveling, because I always have my supplements. So I have my protein supplements. I have a pack of nuts that I always bring with me that it's a mix for my salads. I have my hemp seeds. I have chia seeds. So I have everything I need. If I find some great food out there and salads, I can just add my stuff and make me great meal, healthy meals. Or if a great healthy meals is available for me, I can consume it. But I always have everything I need with me, and it's very little space in my luggage. So it's
I remember when we were in LA, we both pulled out our big things of plant protein. So do you ever miss eating meat? Do you ever miss it?
I will love to miss eating meat, but not one time. Not one time in my entire 7 months. And since I'm vegan, I experienced something that I don't think I've experienced before. Sometimes I'm looking at plates and it's a big piece of meat, or it's chicken and it's fish, and it looks so good. I have no interest in eating it, but I just appreciate how it looks good, and it looks appealing, and the smell and the flavors, I can smell it, and it smells super good. And sometimes I'm just asking, can I just look at it? I have no interest. I don't crave at all eating it, but I just appreciate it, which is very different.
Yeah, absolutely. I can attest to that too. I mean, this week I've been thinking about, okay, am I going to eat meat after this? I don't know. I'm still deciding, but I can definitely appreciate the smell of it. Really, this experience for me was all about how being vegan was going to react with my body. I wanted to know what that felt like. And so for me, it wasn't anything about animal rights or protecting animals. It was just, how does my body react? And to be honest with you, I've been thinking about the next couple of days, because I'm going to have the opportunity to go back to meat after vegan week is over. And just thinking about meat, it has put a really heavy feeling on my stomach. Like, I thought about eating steak and I was like, that feels too heavy on my stomach. And I thought chicken, no, fish, no, all of that feels really heavy at this point. and my body feels like it's fully adjusted to plants, and it doesn't even want it. Doesn't even want it. So
I love it. And there's something I want to add, Chris, because a lot of people are asking me, and one of my friends particularly is always asking me, are you going to stay vegan for the rest of your life? And this is such a tough question. I don't even know what I'm going to eat next week. So my answer is always the same. As long as I feel aligned with my decisions and I'm okay with that and I feel good being vegan, I'm going to stay vegan. It might be the rest of my life. But if ever I crave the needs of my body is like, oh, you need meat or you need something, which I highly doubt, but it's possible, I'm going to go back to eat something else. So it's just always to follow what you want, what your body needs. That being said, like I said, do some research before so you're sure to have enough of everything, even if you don't eat animal products.
Yeah. And there's no guilt in switching back if your body is telling you to do that. I mean, you're a warrior. I'm a warrior. We commit to something full force and we go after it. But if we need to decommit, we do that as well.
Absolutely. No pressure. It's not like a contract you sign for life. You just do it as long as it feels good for you.
Yeah. Well, okay. So what would you tell somebody who is thinking about being vegan and they're a little bit unsure about it?
So I'll say there's multiple types of people. If you're the type of people that go everything or nothing, do a lot of research, then go vegan. Don't start with one thing because you're not going to follow it. If you're the type of people that needs to you put your toes in the water to see if it's cold, but you're not sure about it, I would say start with one thing. So example, I will start with dairy. Cut dairy and then go with red meat and then go and slowly reduce animal products in your diets. Or if you're not sure, but you would like to do 1 week like Chris did. So do 1 week or 1 month and then see how you feel. Maybe you're going to need more of this and no pressure. So how I did it, it's in my first month, I told myself I can do some exceptions. So I'm the kind of person that is full everything or nothing. So I decided to go vegan right now after being a big meat eater. But I give myself a month of exceptions and I said, okay, maybe I can eat eggs. If I need something, if I need proteins and I don't have it in my fridge because I'm not used to be vegan, I can do exceptions. I'm not going to crave something because I went vegan. And naturally, after 2 weeks, I had enough information and I just went vegan. So to start with one thing can be good for people that are not sure. But if you're the kind of person that is everything or nothing like me, just go vegan. Give your month of exceptions and then go vegan.
I love that. I really love that middle thing you said about just trying to go just a little bit and just try to take some things out. And very bottom line is that if you increase the amount of plants you're eating, you're going to feel better.
Absolutely.
You're just going to feel better. And maybe that leads you into eating more and more and more, maybe drinking smoothies, eating more salads, drinking green juice, and your health is going to keep going up and up from there.
Absolutely. And this is so fun that you mentioned green juice because when I start making green juice, I was so bad at making them. But don't worry, you're going to get better. You're going to find great recipe. Just drink green juice after green juice after green juice. You're going to get used to the taste. And now I can't spend a day without my green juice. I love it so much.
Yeah. All right. Well, Fred, that's all the questions I have for Vegan Week. Is there anything else you would like to tell the people out there about being vegan?
If there's any questions you have, and that being said, I'm not a health coach or food coach. I'm just going to talk from my own experience being vegan for 7 months and how I did it. So if you have any question and you're interested in going vegan, you can contact Chris and he knows my information and he will make sure to link you with me.
Wonderful. Well, just for everybody out there listening to this, tomorrow, November 1st, is World Vegan Day. Today's Halloween, but tomorrow is World Vegan Day. So if you're on the fence and you're thinking about moving in that direction, tomorrow would be a great day to get one vegan meal, or have a smoothie or something in that direction and just see if you like it and see if your body responds to it and go from there. All right. Well, Fred, it has been an absolute honor and an absolute pleasure to have you here today. And I want to thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
All right. Take care.